Today I'm showing you how we are going to make these viral Valentine's Day cards for our kids look like they came from a store boutique. However, only cost us less than $5 to make. If you want your kids' Valentine's Day gifts to stand out and look like it cost a ton of money, you're going to want to keep watching while I show you how to make this look like $1 million. Let's be honest, the store-bought Valentine's Day gifts are just generic and not for the crafters at hand. This right here is going to wow every single one of the kids that you gift this to. Now, the supplies for this project is very simple and easy. I will have everything linked in the description of this video. However, let's just run through what we have so that you can just make sure that you have everything on hand. Supplies that you're going to need is just a simple piece of foam board. You can get this for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. You can see that I already have some leftover ones. I have to make 2 more of these things. Oh, I forgot to mention, I do have some mess ups back there. We are going to go through what you shouldn't do. While you make these, I will show you how I messed up a couple times while I was prepping this project, so you will know, like if you're thinking, oh, why is she doing this? I will tell you exactly why and show you, because the mess ups are pretty bad. Anyways, going back to the supplies, you are going to need a foam core sheet, just $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. The other thing that you are going to need is some 11 by 17 paper. Now, I am using my special branded paper that I love so much. Again, linked in the description. But if you wanted to use regular printer paper or anything like that, I'm going to show you how we make this within Canva for free. If you don't want to do 11 by 17, but you want to do 8.5 by 11 to save yourself a couple bucks, you totally can do something like that. But I am going to be using high gloss 11 by 17 paper. And also my printer does print 11 by 17. That's how I was able to get something this large. You are going to need some to-go container tops. Now, a lot of people, if you watch other people's ways of making this, all they do is they take one of those plastic cinched to-go containers, cut the lids off, and then just use one side. I was not a fan of the way that they were making that. The reason for that is it actually looked like a to-go container on top of something like this, and I just wasn't a fan. So I scoured the internet and found these ones right here. So stinking cute. They just look like blister packaging things that don't scream, I'm a to-go box. That was really important to me. So I'm going to be making 2 more, so you just need, I'm going to use 2 more lids, but you can use just one for this. An optional thing that you can get is going to be paper shreds. You can get this at the Dollar Tree as well. I have some in the very back of mine. That is just to give it a little bit more jazz. Definitely optional. You don't need it if you don't want it. You're going to need some stuff to obviously put in this. Again, I just went to the Dollar Tree, got a couple stuffed animals, some candy, and I also got them a gift card. Did you know that Dollar Tree sells gift cards now? They have a wide variety of them. Anyway, you are also going to need a hot glue gun. I already have my hot glue gun plugged in and ready to go because this project really does come together very quickly, which is so nice. You're going to need some ribbon because mine has a little trap door on the back. So we can open this and take out the stuff in here, and you can reuse this next year if you wanted to, which is so cool. You are going to need an X-Acto knife. I am just using my old one from Cricut. I love this X-Acto knife. You are going to need a brayer and a glue stick. Just a regular old glue stick. You don't want any type of wet cardstock glue, so just get yourself a glue stick. This company is my favorite company. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure they're going out of business because they haven't been selling glue for well over a year. So just get yourself just a plain old glue stick. You are going to need some scissors, some double-sided stick tape. Very, very, very important. You're probably going to say, why does she need this? We can just use our hot glue. No, ma'am. No, no. We are going to be using double-sided stick tape. I will explain later. And then also a lighter. This is just to singe your fabrics, or I'm sorry, your ribbon so it doesn't fray. Optional. I think it adds to the way that everything looks, but you know, you don't have to have it, but I just would love for you to have it on hand. All right, so let's head over to Canva first, design our product, and then we can assemble this together. And remember, this is going to go by real quick and real easy, so hang tight. let's go. Okay, so as you can already see, I already have my 3 things already filled out and ready to go that I am going to use. However, I want to explain how I got here because it's definitely really important. So let's go over here into the home screen and just pretend that you are here. And this is what your screen should kind of look like. Okay, so first things first, what you need to do is come over here and press custom sizes. Now this is very important, okay? If you are using 11 by 17 paper, what I want you to do is come over here from pixels to inches, and I want you to do 11 by 17 inches, okay? If you are not doing 11 by 17 inches and you are doing legal size paper or letter size paper, or if you're even doing this even larger, I want you to put the exact printer paper size that you will be using for this project. This makes sure that everything that we size within Canva stays its size when we print it. A lot of people, when I come in contact with questions about Canva, they're like, my stuff always gets resized. That's probably because you are not setting up the document in the proper size of what you're printing at. So just make sure that you have it to 11 by 17 if you are using the same paper size as me. All right, then what you're going to do is press create new design. You will get a new blank document that will look something like this, but doesn't have everything put in. I'm going to show you how we do all of that step by step. Now, this can be a free Canva project. So if you've never worked with Canva before and you don't really know about what all Canva has in store, you can definitely do this project. You can do it free, or I pay for Canva Pro, so I'm going to be using some Canva Pro elements, but I'll explain that here in a second, okay? So let's just pretend that I start with this blank sheet of paper right here. We're going to drag this over to stage 1. This is probably what your screen looks like without the other 3 down at the bottom, all right? First things first, what we have to do is set up the rectangles that you see right here. 2 rectangles, very important. Both of them are very important. They actually serve a purpose, okay? So we are going to come over here into elements. Come up here into elements, and then let me just go back. All right, there we go. We're going to come up here into elements, and this is what you are going to be seeing. What you want to do is come over here into shapes, and all you want to do is click on this square, okay? I know this looks black. It's okay. We can recolor it, all right? Now, if you got the same exact size takeout container tops as me, you are going to use the same exact size that I'm about ready to give you. However, if you did not, you are going to need 2 different measurements, okay? The one measurement that you are going to need for this right here, if you got a different size, you're going to do different measurements. If you have the same ones that I link for you in the video, you're just going to use my measurements that I give you, okay? The two square sizes that you're going to need is from the outside edge here to here, and then on the inside of the square box, it's going to be easier if I zoom in here. You're going to need the outside edge, edge to edge, okay? Then there is like a lip that's in here. Do you see this like small little lip? These are clear, so it's kind of hard to see. Okay, you are going to need the measurement from there to there. Again, very important that we do 2 different size squares. They are very minimal differences between the 2. If we toggle over here on the right, you can see that like the 2 measurements are very close together, okay? But they do definitely serve a purpose, all right? So for the first largest square, let me just come over here and we're gonna get that square for you. That's gonna be 7.2 inches. So coming back over here into page 1, we are just gonna click this, and if you're not in position, if it was just like this, you wanna come over here into position. We are going to come down here into height, and we are going to do 7.2 and then 7.2. Okay, just to make sure that we have the correct measurement for that. 7.2. Awesome. Now what I want is I'm going to just drag this in the middle. You don't have to drag it in the middle. I just do because it's aesthetic for me. What you want to do is you want to copy and paste. So Command C, Command V. All right. Now for just right now, I am going to change this color because it's the same exact color as my original square that we have there. And I'm going to lose it here in a second. So we're going to come up here into the color box, and I'm just going to select a color. Don't worry. It may look ugly. Just select any color that you want right now, okay? Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna resize this one. So I'm gonna come back here, just to make sure I get the correct size for you. This one's gonna be 6.5 inches. So going back into page 1, we're going to click on our box. This is what your screen should look like. We are going to change this size. So we're going to come over here into position, and we are going to now resize this to 6.5, and then do it again, 6.5. Okay. Now at this point, what you want to do is center this box into your original box that you put in here. All right. Then at this point, you can put this box anywhere you please. If you wanted to create this file like this vertically and do, this over here to the right and make your happy Valentine's Day like this, you totally could. Like, that's not a problem at all. You can change it later if you wanted to. I don't want to change the colors just yet because I want to do matchy-matchy. If you notice that over here on this one right here, you can tell that like these these rectangles kind of match the hearts. And then like these ones right here, I changed it up to match the actual background. So I'm not going to change the rectangles, and I'm really not even going to worry about putting it into position, these squares just yet, because I don't know what I want the final end results to look like, right? All right, so now let's work from the back up, which means we are going to work from the background. So we're going to get this cute little background, and then we're going to add this, and that's it. Like, the design process is literally almost finished, okay? So let's go back over into elements, and instead, I don't want to be in this right here. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to be over here. Now, if you are doing this for a different holiday, you can totally put whatever you want in here, right? But these are viral Valentine's Day Valentines, so that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to search up Valentine's Day. You can see that I have searched up Valentine background, Happy Valentine's Day. Search whatever you want to search. I'm going to search for Valentine's Day background, okay? Then we are going to come over here into graphics. Now, this is going to be something that kind of sets, like the choose A, choose B part of like a story, you know what I mean? Like all those like choose your endings. Okay. If you are not paying for Canva Pro, what you need to do is only use the things that do not have this right here. If you see these two right here do not have that crown, that means that it's completely free. However, if you pay for Canva Pro, like I pay for Canva Pro, I can use anything that is within Canva, all right? However, I want you to know that if you are not completely sold on using Canva, do not feel like you have to upgrade to Canva just so you can make a stellar project, because you definitely don't. These free ones are so stinking cute and free, okay? So just make sure that it's the vast difference between free and pro is that you're not going to be able to use all the elements within Canva, but you just want to find one that speaks to you. Obviously, everyone's is going to be different because everyone's desires are a little bit different. How stinking cute. That's so cute. If you wanted just like a glitter background, all you would need to do is put in here, like let's say you wanted to do like pink glitter, you could just do pink glitter background. And then here is some pink. Oh, look at that. So cute. Oh, love it. So there's definitely a wide range of options that you could choose from within Canva. And again, like there's a free one right here. We do have a lot of options for free. Okay. So don't want you to feel like you have to buy Canva Pro in order to do this project. All right. Valentine's Day background. And let me just find something that I'm going to add in a bunch of different things just because these little areas are so small. Like I'm like, Okay, this one, I think I like this one. Like leopard, it's leopard with some pink. I think this is going to be great. This one's actually for my daughter. I don't know who I'm making this one for, but this one was for my daughter. I was thinking this one is cute for my daughter. Anyways, okay, now that we are done and we have selected our background, I can tell you right now that there is going to be two ways that you can do this, okay? One way is if we come over here to this one that you can see with those lines, you can right click and you can do set image as background. And what that does is automatically like hooks it into the background. However, okay, this one right here, this cheetah one that I chose, if I right click this, that button is not there. So how do we make it our background? All we do is just make this larger. I know, rocket science. Okay, so all you want to do is just fill up your entire page. Now it is obviously to the front. So what we have to do is we can come over here into position, and then you can come over here into layers, and we can drag this all the way down to the very back. Okay, I obviously have more patterns in here, so I'm just going to delete the other patterns that I do not need. Okay, I'm not entirely sure. I think the reason why this didn't work as like a background, because technically it's not an image, I don't even know. But there is always a workaround to things within Canva. You just have to know what buttons to click and what to do. You know what I mean? Okay, so I like this. If you don't want to be able to like wiggle this around, like if you like the placement, like you can see that I can click and drag this around to make like different placement. If you don't want to be able to move this around again, all you would need to do is come up here and press lock. And now you won't be able to move this around, okay? All right. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add in some clip art. Also, if you didn't want to add clip art, but you wanted to add in your own text box, I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second, okay? But I wanted to make this project as easy as possible, because why make things difficult? So all we want to do is we want to search for a cute little Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. If you want to say with love, if you want it to say like to whoever, whatever, like if you just want to find clip art, put that in the box, okay? So all I'm going to do is put happy Valentine's Day, because that's all I did. And then we have all of these clip arts. Again, if you are dealing with the free Canva, only look for the ones that do not have the crown. If you are dealing with Canva Pro, you can choose whichever one you want. Now, let's see, which one do we think is going to best match? I think this one right here best matches like the vibe aesthetic that I have going on with that cheetah. While you're not going to be able to see that, we are going to be able to change it up a little bit. Don't worry, I'll show you how to do that. But just find one that you really like, what speaks to you, okay? Oh, there's that one. I'm pretty sure this one right here is this one right here. So this right here, I used something free, and I ended up creating like a great project. Okay, so let's just say that I like this one, because I do like this. I'm going to make this bigger just so we can see what we're doing. All right, and obviously I can't see a dang thing. Like you can't read that, right? And you want to be able to read it. What we're going to do is we're going to press edit, and then you are going to scroll down to where it says filters. Let me move, or right here, filters. I'm sorry. We're going to scroll down to effects, and then we are going to press shadow, okay? And then, boop. All right. All of this, again, is free, which is amazing. So you can create any type of shadow you want. You can do a glow one. You can see that it just kind of makes it like it's a depth thing. Some of these I did like the glow with this one. And then this one I did glow as well. And then this one I just did a basic outline. So the options are definitely endless. Like just pick something that you like. For this one, however, I think I'm going to do outline, just because I will see how now you can really see that. Like I don't think that you're going to be able to see it with any other thing. Like you still can hardly read that, right? You want to be able to read what you put on there. So we are going to come over here into outline for me. Again, you can do something completely different. Now I want to kind of be matchy to something here, right? So I'm going to come over here into the color intensity, and this is kind of where I wish Canva would improve on this, but beggars can't be choosers. I think that I want my background, my outline of my thing, to match the pink that's right here, the lighter pink that's right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because you can't, unfortunately, we don't have an eyedropper tool, and I do not know off the top of my head what this code is, right? So what I have to do now is just click on wherever, click out of wherever, and we are going to come, click on this. We are going to come over here. All right, I'm going to come right here to this, add a new color. I'm just going to change one of my boxes. So I'm going to click this dropper tool. Do you see how I click this dropper tool? And I'm going to drop it onto the light pink that I want to match to, okay? Now, do you see this code that's right here? Okay, copy this. All right, then go back into our clip art, going to the same thing. We're going to go to edit. We're going to come down here to shadows. Instead of a black color, we are going to paste that color that we just pasted in there. Ta-da! Look at that. Now it's the same exact color as what we have there. And you can totally see and read what that Happy Valentine's Day clip art is. Okay? Yay! Everyone, the crowd screams. Just joking. All right. So at this point in time, what I want to do is I am just going to now change the larger square to a different color. I want to keep it all within this color family. I feel like although this is a pink, the pink is not vibing with everything else that we have here, right? So I'm going to come up here into the color. And again, you know, there's like some photo colors down here. If you wanted to, you could just continue clicking on these. I honestly very rarely use this. I love this dropper tool. This dropper tool is like my favorite thing. So I like to come in here and I think I'm going to match it to this right here. Ooh, that looks good. I think that looks real good. However, I do not really like the placement of these rectangles, okay? So I'm going to drag my rectangle down just a little bit. And I'm going to take this and I'm just going to drag this down here. Now, I did tell you that I was going to show you how to do a text box. So if you wanted to do Happy Valentine's Day and you wanted this to be specific to one of your kids or whoever, what you could do is you can press T on your keyboard and a text box will pop up. Now at this point, you can do like to my kid from mom. And I know it's really small, so we can take this little circle and we can make it larger, okay? And then you can put it wherever you want. If you wanted to, you could also put it down in here just as like a hidden message. So if you wanted to add a hidden message, you totally could. Put the text box wherever you want, okay? However, I wouldn't put the text box in the space that's right here because you won't be able to see it because that's where we glue our blocks down to, okay? So put it in the middle of this box. If you wanted to put it up here, you totally can. The world is your oyster. And at this point, if you've gotten this far, you cannot mess this project up. I'm just telling you. It's going to look fire when we're done, all right? So what you're going to want to do is come over here because this right here is a basic font. Please, no one use this font, okay? We're going to make it a little bit more refined and professional looking. So come up here into Canva Sans and click on it. Again, if you are working with Canva free, everything that has, let me scroll down. Every font that has this, and I had to go far down that list in order to see a crown, right? You have a wide variety of free fonts. So do not feel like you are limited in your choices if you do not have Canva Pro, okay? But just know, everything that has a crown is only for Canva free. Everything that is, everything that has a Canva crown is for Canva Pro. Everything that doesn't have a crown is for everyone, all right? So just click on whatever font that you want. And then if you wanted to recolor it, so let's say I really like this, we can come over here into the text color. Again, you can choose an existing color that we have already in our palette, or you can do what I do, which is always click this little dropper tool and then find a new color to match it to. I'll do the light. Okay, at this point in time, you can't see this. Right? Just like with the other original clip art that we put in there, like you cannot see that. So going over here into effects, at this point in time, you can do one of these effects. Essentially, it was the same type of effects. You get a little bit more options when it comes to text box about like effects that you can do. You could do shadows, you can do like more shadows, you could do these if you wanted, or you could do outline, which is what we did earlier. And we can come over here into color. And see, this is where things are like, oh, okay, why do you have it here but not the other place? Because now we have this cool dropper tool. Again, the one thing that we didn't have in the clip art, we have here in the font. So something cool, but now you can read that. Now it's become legible. So just make sure that whatever you put on here is legible. Because if it's not, like if you can't read it on the screen, once you go and press print, it's going to look exactly the same. Okay, so it's not going to look any different than this, all right? So once you are done and you are satisfied with your projects, okay, this is, I've already printed this one, so, right? So I have to print 2 and 3 for me, okay? Let's say you're satisfied with this one, so you're just going to do one picture because the design process is over. Did I say that to you out loud? I did in my brain. Design process is over. And if you got something that looks like this, congratulations, because at this point in time, that was the hardest part of this project. Truly, it really is. If I forgot to mention, plug your hot glue gun in. All right, do it now. We're only going to use it for the ribbon, but just do it now because that you don't want to be waiting. All right, so at this point in time, what you want to do is come up here into share and press download. Now, if you do not have Canva Pro, don't worry about like sizing it. It will be automatic to you like this. If you have the free Canva, don't worry about resizing it. However, I have Canva Pro, so I always like to maximize my pixels just because the more pixels, the better quality of print. But if you sized your picture appropriately, you should have no issues with resolution. I just like to keep doing everything that I generally do all the time just because that's out of habit, okay? I truly don't think that is going to be a huge difference in print quality if you just did one versus full size resolution. It's going to be minimal. Again, do not feel pressured into upgrading to Canva Pro if you really don't want to, okay? I am only going to select the current page that I'm on because I have to print that. And then we are going to press done, and then we're going to press download, okay? It is going to come into my downloads folder eventually. All right, here we go. Valentine's Day gift 1. Awesome. Now at this point, what you want to do is just open up your download folder, okay? Boop. Want to make sure that your printer is plugged in and also that you insert the paper that you are going to be using. This right here again is going to be 11 by 17 high gloss paper. It's kind of on the thicker side. I do like it just because it's real versatile. The thinner stuff, you really only can use it for like one particular project, and I prefer the kind of thicker side. So I'm going to go and put this inside my printer. Okay, then what we are going to do is Command P, which is print. I wish that you could print directly within Canva, but you can't, which kind of stinks. All right, you want to make sure that your paper size is set to 11 by 17. Now, my particular printer can print borderless, which I think is like the greatest selling point of my printer, because generally with printers, let's just come over here into 11 by 17 tabloid. Do you see how you have this like little border around your entire print? My printer doesn't do that. It prints directly edge to edge. So the final results that you have here, it printed all the way to the edge. I didn't have to cut anything extra off, which I absolutely love. One of my, again, best selling points for this printer is the fact that it's borderless. So I'm going to do borderless. I do want to print the entire image. So I'm going to fill entire paper, making sure that I do not have any borders. I don't want to have to cut anything extra, okay? Then I am going to come down here into media quality. I am going to be printing on photo, and then I want the best quality, okay? Best quality does use more ink and takes a little bit longer, but I honestly think that that is going to give you the best printing possible, all right? Now, I only want to make 1 copies of these, so I'm going to press print. My printer is going to start printing. I have to do this one as well, so I am just going to do the same process that we did before. We're going to come up here into share, download, current page, highest quality, press download, and then, right? Yes. Okay, then I'm going to open this back up. I don't want to print the wrong one. All right, good. Command P, which is print. We have to reset this up, press print. All right, now we have all of this, and all your computer work is finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set all of this to the side, clear off my desk a little bit because we don't need any more computer stuff. We'll set this one over here. Okay, so now we have our finished print. This thing looks absolutely fabulous. Know what I mean? I mean, that thing looks good, okay? So what we need at this point is going to be only 2 things. We are going to need a brayer and your glue stick for right now. I did get a brand new unused foam core because I have to make 2 of these, right? So I am going to try and avoid my dimples in here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're here. I don't know why there's dimples, but there is. But I'm going to try and avoid them. Okay, I'm going to take the back of my print. Just to show you, here is the front. We are going to take the back. Now, you want to be heavy-handed when it comes to your glue stick. This is why I prefer glue stick over a wet glue, is because it is not going to ripple my paper. Also kind of important as to why I chose a thicker piece of paper versus a thin copy paper is because the likely chance of it actually rippling is going to be low. Now what I'm going to do is kind of really focus in on the edges. It's okay if you get it on your foam core because we're going to use the foam core here in a second, okay? So I'm just going to be real heavy-handed. I'm going to really focus in on the edges because I don't want my paper to curl up off of the foam core. This is what makes or breaks your item from looking kind of cheaply made versus high quality. Then what I'm going to do is kind of go quick. I don't need to focus that heavy hand on the middle of it, but I'm just going to go quick throughout the entire rest of my board. I'm going to do one swoop around the edges again, just because I want to make sure that my edges are really stuck on that piece of foam core. And then I have my weeding tool pick because I just cut my fingernails and I have no fingernails to just be able to lift up my piece of paper, because otherwise that would be on the struggle bus. Now what I'm going to do is just put this onto my foam core. Now I personally like to only come over here to the edge. Both of my corners are like pretty like bent in. However, my edge right here is nice and clean and straight, just because then you don't have to cut multiple lines. I mean, you already have to cut 3. At least you don't have to cut 4. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to make sure it is all the way pretty close to the very edge, as close as possible. Nice, clean, straight, down the straight. Here, like this. Can you see it like this? Nice and straight down there, okay? Okay, then taking your brayer. Very important, okay? We are going to just roll this on, making sure that the glue and the foam and the piece of paper is nice and stuck on there. This is what makes or breaks your project. Now, because I went kind of crazy with the glue on the outside of my foam core, what I am doing is making sure that I don't have any residual glue on my brayer when I go back through, because if you do, you'll be able to see it. And you don't want to be able to see that glue, okay? Now, in a perfect world, we would want to wait for this to dry. I'm not patient. So we are just going to get right into cutting. But again, perfect world, I would love for you to wait until this dries. Okay, I totally forgot that I actually need to replace my blade in my X-Acto knife because it is pretty dull. I would suggest that you at the very least, make sure that your blade is not dull when you start this project, okay? Nice and sharp, ready to go. The other one, you can tell that this right here, like the top of it is like cut off because it was old. That having a nice sharp tip edge is definitely going to help you. Now all you have to do is cut out this piece of paper that you just glued onto this foam board. And this is why I like only having a borderless print, because I do not have to go over another piece of paper, potentially ruining my project. Also, I would like to know, some people like to remove, like this right here has a paper backing on front and back. Don't remove that. Don't do it, because we are going to make that trap door here in a second. We kind of need that paper. That's crucial. All right, so all you want to do is take your knife, and we're going to go all the way straight. Now, when you have a nice, sharp X-Acto knife, it is going to give you the crispiest cuts possible, okay? We're going to go this way, and we're just going to cut all the way down the second leg side. Yes, side. Oh, there we go. It's nice and cut off. Now, with the very last side, all we have to do is just keep cutting this out. All right, there you go. Now, I have to tell you, having a clean, fresh, nice and crisp blade definitely helps, because when you don't, you get cuts that kind of look a little jagged and not cute. Do you see how there was like some hiccups in here? I know we're talking about like splitting hairs here, but even on the back of this right here, where it's like hiccuped, it looks a lot better with a clean, fresh blade. Okay, now at this point in time, it is going to be one of those things of make sure you cut the right square because I didn't, all right? This one right here, I did not cut the right square. This actually was my second attempt. The first attempt, I didn't like the way that I glued the box. And the second attempt, I knew how to fix that and then proceeded to cut the wrong square. Now, if you cut the wrong square, what will happen is when you have fixed this bad boy, you won't be able to put anything in it because you made the door in the wrong spot. That, my friends, is a problem. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to cut the square appropriately. It's going to be the smallest square. Now, I only want to do 3 sides. We're going to cut all the way through on 3 sides. I repeat, do not cut all the way through 4 sides because we want this to be a reusable trap door. So 3 sides only. I don't care what 3 sides you do. They just have to be connecting. They should connect because there's only 4 sides. But whatever side you just make sure it's 3. Only do 3, okay? So I'm left-handed, so I'm going to keep my one over here is uncut. I am going to start here in the one side. I'm going to put my thing down, my X-Acto knife down into my door, and then I am just going to drag this all the way through, and I'm going to cut all the way through to the other side. Right here to this corner, and I'm going to stop, okay? Now, if you didn't go all the way through, like you can tell, I did not go all the way through my line, you can go back again, only in that line that we just cut, and you can go and do a double cut. Okay? Now, at this point in time, you can see that my line is nice and crisp right there. This is why you should start with a fresh blade. Okay, line 1, done. Now we need to go to line 2. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to keep my left side as uncut. So we are going to come over here to line 2, and I am going to go all the way in, going all the way through my piece of paper and also my foam core. Okay, we're going to check the back. If my back has a line that goes all the way through, we are good to go. Now I have a corner right here that still needs to be cut. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my X-Acto knife in there, and I'm just going to go up and side to side, connecting my cut lines. Okay, now it's going to be able to wiggle. You'll be able to see it better this way. See how it wiggles around? Perfect. Okay, we are going to do the third line. So I'm going to come over here and go all the way through to my corner on the right hand side. All right, now making sure that we have it completely cut on this side, you're going to be able to like move this out, okay, just like this. See how it just moves? All right, but here's the deal. We have to make a kind of like a score cut on that 4th line. If you've never worked with foam core before, what I would suggest you doing is take just your scraps, right? And all you're going to do is you're going to cut like this. So do you see how I really only cut through the very top layer of that paper and then also the foam, leaving this right here. Okay, see how it's still connected together. This is the trap door. This is what you do not want to cut through. So if you've never played with foam core, make sure that we just practice a little bit. You don't need a whole lot of pressure, just light guides, okay? It will crack. Really, you're just trying to get through the 2 layers, the cardstock and also this layer right here, okay? So we're going to just do some practice. Because you don't want to get all the way to here and then cut all the way through and now you don't have a door. You know? Okay, so Take a deep breath, go slow. We are on the 4th line. We are going to go nice and slow, only doing the top layer. All right, I got that. Now, sometimes you don't do it right the first time and you might have to go back in. You don't want to over bend this because then it'll end up looking really jagged and gross. But let's see if we have a door. I'm going to put my hand right here on my door just so I don't break it. And we are going to pull it away from. Nope, it's not wanting to, just like this one, how it barely needed anything. I didn't go far enough. Okay, so I'm going to go again in that same line I just cut. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper, not too deep, because I don't want to cut through that back paper. All right, I think I got it. Okay, ready? Now, come on, sister. Here we go. Ready? Boop. Ta-da. Look it. Yay, we got a door. Woo-woo. And it's stuck on there. We didn't go all the way through. You're going to be able to trap this up. We did it. All right. Now, I'm going to put this back into my hole. We got that. I'm going to put that back in the hole. Okay, we're going to go to the hot glue now because we're done with the X-Acto knife. So you can put the lid on the X-Acto knife and move on to your hot glue. All right, so for this portion of the project, you are just going to need some ribbon. I am using some leftover ribbon that I had from Christmas. It's just some like velvet type of ribbon. Use whatever ribbon you want. And you, to be honest with you, you can make it any size that you want. You don't need to overthink this. I don't really have a measurement in mind that you would use, but just cut off a piece. Okay. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to glue this piece of ribbon to this part right here. So it's going to glue to here. And then when we shut it, okay, this is going to be your pull. I'm going to glue this back down to here. So you do need some sort of like being able to like pull this. I've made this multiple times and have different lengths because I didn't measure anything, but that is just the purpose of this piece of ribbon. Okay. All right. Oh, lighter. Again, optional, but I don't want my ribbon to fray on either edges of these. You can tell that my ribbon is like already fraying right there. So taking a lighter, and you just want to like, you don't have to burn it, but all you're doing is sealing the edges. Awesome. Okay. This is going to be your finished edges on both sides. Okay. If you needed to be like totally in the center, get yourself a fabric measuring tape. I just like to eyeball it. I also don't suggest using a whole lot of hot glue because then it's going to spill out past your ribbon and it's going to end up looking, I don't like seeing visible glue marks. Okay. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take my prettiest edge of my ribbon because this is this edge is the only edge that's going to be visible eventually. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue and I'm going to put it on the small rectangle, okay? I'm going to put it about in the middle, just eyeballing it. I feel like I did a good job at eyeballing. I could have been wrong. Again, if you want, just get yourself a fabric measuring tape or a ruler and make sure it's nice and center. I only put the glue on the small rectangle. Do not put it on the large one because then what we want to do is open this up and we are going to stick. So open this up, we're going to stick our ribbon through that. So it's going to look like that. We'll close the door like this. So you're going to have a tail. Now you can keep it like this if you want, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some glue. To the back of the ribbon, and I'm just going to glue it together just like this, so it's kind of like a loop. If you wanted to at this point, what you can do is now take some more hot glue and glue this to the back of your door. just like this. So now you're just going to have a cute little handle. All right. End results look like this with the trap door. I don't want to open it because my stuff is going to fall out, but it's going to look like this. Okay. That's what it should look like. Awesome. Look at that. So cute. We are almost there. We are almost finished. This project went together so quick and so easy. Now at this point in time, this is where I messed up the very first time I made this project, okay? I used hot glue for the first time I used this. And I could not stand the end results of my hot glued project because it did not scream high quality. Look, if we went all the extra steps to get really, really pretty blister pack containers for the front of this, I don't want to be showing visible hot glue, okay? And that's what we got here. The other one fell over. But you see, if you come up close, you see all this glue. I don't find that to be cute. All right, I am not someone that likes ugly glue marks and stuff like that. I love to hide the ugly, or at least try to hide it as best as possible. And I just don't think that you can, that's not cute. So my fix for that is to get yourself some double-sided stick tape. And we are going to set that to the side. We are going to work on this right here, okay? So you can do this two ways. I've done it both ways. You can take the lengths like this, cut them to length, peel, or you could fight it a little bit harder, which is something to be honest with you, I kind of liked it. I thought it was a little harder. I don't know. It's whatever. Let's just do it this way because this would be easier. We are going to go one length and just cut it. And then if you had fingernails, you could just use your fingernails to pull off the backing. I don't have fingernails, so I'm going to use my weeding tool pick just to remove the backing of this tape, okay? This right here. And then you're going to be left with this thing. It does carry over to the outside. Can you see that? Where like the tape is here, but the edge of the box is here. I put the tape to the edge, and then I have this extra tape. If you have thinner double-sided tape, great. I don't. I'm just using what I had. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold this in, okay? Making sure that it's just laying on just the top. So just like that. Do you see that? I like folded in. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Just trust the process. Just trust the process. Now I'm going to take that double-sided stick tape. I'm going to go on the other side and doing the same thing. So again, just to show you, we are on the outside edge of the piece of to-go container lid. I'm going to peel off this and then fold it in. Then doing the same thing with all the rest of the edges. All right, this is what your end results are going to look like. Far better than the hot glue, I can tell you that right now. Does it take a little extra longer of a time to assemble? Yes. Does the end results look 100% better? Absolutely. So that is what we are going to focus on, okay? All right, now what you're going to do is back over here. Okay, this is our thing right here. Set this over to the side. We're going to take our finished dome, and this is where that big square comes into play. What you're going to do is you are going to pretty much center it into this square. This square should be about the same size as this right here. So you want to make sure that you do not put your box inside this little square. You shouldn't be able to, just because we size this appropriately. But just in case, you want to make sure that this thing is only in this light pink section, okay? So we are going to focus in. I like to take the corners and kind of like focus in on the corners a little bit. All right. Then all you have to do is you can take your fingernails or whatever you have on hand, and you just want to press the edges of your to-go container down. All right, and there you have it. Look at that. It is so cute, and it has a working door. Come on. there it goes. Woo. There is your working door and your thing is right there. So at this point in time, what you are going to want to do is fill this in front to back. I had to think about that. Okay, so I am going to take my stuffed animal first, and I'm just going to trim off like the tag. These ones that I am using is not very big, so it's definitely going to be a small little animal situation. I decided to include a cute little gift card, so I'm going to put that in there as well. And then we have a little bit of candy. I got all the candy. I actually got all of this from the Dollar Tree, even the gift cards. I didn't know that Dollar Tree sold gift cards, but put all of that in here. And then you could, like I said, you could stop if you didn't want to use those paper shreds and do this. You can't see anything. I just wanted to be extra, as if I'm not extra enough. I'm going to add just a little bit of paper shreds. All right, and then all you want to do is push down your trap door. Ta-da! Look at that. Ain't it so cute? We got 2 finished ones. I have 1 more to go, but like these things right here turned out like $1 million and really only cost us like less than $2 to make these things. I mean, these things are really cheap to me. Outside of the stuff that you put on the inside, the assembly of this and the making of this is so cheap that ends up looking so stinking good. All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to create. These turned out absolutely wonderful. I know they did, and I'll see you on the next one.